pick up Conrad or Melly?
You can leave him here. This is not a good camera. Mm. What are you?
Okie dokie. So now, wait, why y'all turning your cameras off? Turn those cameras back on for me, please. Unless you really, really like if you're eating or something like that, I get it completely. But if you can, I would love to be able to see your beautiful faces. So again, my name is Malaika Bell. Most of you probably know me. Oh, I get it, Adrian. um, so this has nothing to do with diversity, equity, and inclusion today. So this is just something that I discovered during the pandemic, among other things that were discovered, right? And I grasped it right away, and I started going to work. So one of the things that I guess it's part of my personality. Yeah. So when I'm not, it's not difficult to get me to buy into an idea. Um, I was just talking to Aaliyah the other day about, I think that was Aaliyah, about that I may have been involved in a cult situation when I was a teenager. I had a boyfriend and he was in this small church and they did everything together. And I was telling my mother she was going to hell and burning, throwing away my makeup and all my pants. And yeah, so I've had a lot of experiences in my life and I don't regret a one of them because they got me to where I am now. So I'm saying all that to say that this is about the law of attraction, and I really just want to share what I've learned. And so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And because this is Malaika Bell on my lunch hour, it is not the U Toledo PowerPoint. So Adrian, don't say anything. And we're going to talk a little bit about how you can manifest your desires. I'm going to give you an overview of how to leverage the law of attraction. Okay, so a couple caveats. Again, I am not an expert in any way, shape, or form. I'm just somebody who's excited to share a technique that I have witnessed working in my own life. And then secondly, this is not about religion at all. Okay. So it's about science. And what I personally believe is a universal law. So when I talk about the universe, I'm not talking about some, lofty, higher being. I'm talking about the actual literal universe when I say the universe. Okay. We all on the same page? Can I get a thumbs up from those of you that I can see? Okay, cool. Okay, so while we're together, I'm hoping that I do a fairly decent job of defining the law of attraction for you, explaining to you how the law of attraction works and can work in your life. I will talk about some law of attraction techniques that you can practice. We're going to do a little short visualization, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the limitations of the law of attraction. Um, okay, so the universe is governed by laws, universal laws, okay? And these universal laws do not care about whether you're a good person or a bad person. So let's take one of the universal laws, the law of gravity, right? So if you are at the top of a 10-story building and about to jump off of the roof, the law of gravity does not care that you have been a good person all your life, that you give money to the homeless, that you donate and spend your time helping your community. You're going to hit the ground just as fast as that person who has been, not the best individual in their lifetime, right? So the law of gravity does not care about whether you're good or bad, whether your intentions are good or bad, whether your thoughts are good or bad. And the law of attraction is very similar in that way. Okay, so here's the basis of this. The law of vibration says that everything in the universe is made up of energy. So some of that energy is moving faster than others. Things appear to be solid to us because of how quickly the molecules, the energy is moving in that item. So the law of vibration says that everything in the universe is energy and everything has a vibration to it. Inanimate objects as well as our thoughts. Which brings me to the law of attraction. So the law of attraction says that like energy attracts like energy, whether that's good or bad. So your thoughts are vibrational waves of energy or frequencies, and they get sent out into the universe, and the universe is always listening, and it matches you up with the frequency with which you are broadcasting. Okay, I'm going to repeat that and give it to you another way. The universe, just like a television set that you punch in the numbers, you program the vibrational level or the frequency. The universe matches the vibrational level that your mind is putting out and sends that same vibration back to you. In other words, you magnetically attract whatever you focus on. Thoughts become things. You all following me? Okay, so thoughts become things. Now, this came out horribly, but I want you to see how different emotions that we all experience, right? These are the frequency levels of those emotions. And if you notice the emotions that we all get caught up in, fear, grief, guilt, shame, guilt and shame are very, very low frequency levels. And I don't know if you can see what this says on the side here, but our emotions are energy in motion. That energy vibrates at a certain frequency, and the law of vibration activates the law of attraction. So the frequency level with which your emotions are, the law of attraction will bring that same frequency level back to you that you're sending out there. So if you're constantly worried about, feeling shame and guilt and regret and fear and just negative thoughts, then that is what the universe is giving you, because the universe answers. It's always listening, and it will always send you back the energy that you are sending out. Okay. So I just want to make sure we're all on the same page here. And if anyone gets lost, please unmute yourself and stop me. Okay. Okay. So the law of attraction. Okay. So I'm going to tell you guys about a day that I had last week. So my alarm went off. I hit snooze. I must have accidentally hit snooze a couple more times than I intended to in my sleep. So when I finally, actually lifted up out of the bed, I was already running late. So it's dark in my room. I get up out of the bed, and obviously I'm getting ready to be 50 tomorrow, by the way. But I have to go straight to the restroom as soon as I get up out of bed. I don't know about you all. So I get up and I go to rush to the bathroom, and my right foot stepped in something wet. So then I'm hobbling, full left foot, heel of right foot to the bathroom. I sit down and wipe off my foot, turn on the light. It's cat puke. Isn't that nice? First thing in the morning. So then I take my shower. Everything's good there. I come out. My children should be awake by now and getting themselves ready. Do you think the kids were up? The kids weren't up. So then I got to yell at them to get up out of the bed and yell that we're already running late. Then I go to put on my pants and my toe hits at the bottom, the hem of my pants. And so the hem gets torn. So I can't wear those pants. So then I got to find a whole new outfit to wear for the day. We finally get out of the house and we got out probably about 7 or 8 minutes later than we should have. And of course, my youngest child is already at the threshold of tardies, excuse tardies. After 3, then she's got to get detention. So she's already had her 3. So she's going to be late for school. She's going to get a detention. Then, of course, I get every single red light there possibly could be on the way from my house to her school. Okay, you get where I'm going, right? The day is crappy. It was crappy from the beginning and it just kept getting crappier and crappier. And the whole time I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, this is terrible. I cannot be late today. I have a meeting with Dr. Gilbert when I get to the office. I need to hurry up and get into work. Then all the lights are turning red. Oh, of course, this light's turning yellow because I'm coming to it. Of course, that's the way this day is going to go. Okay, so that all is evidence that I'm presenting to you that the law of attraction is always working, because you wake up late and you cuss and you think, oh shoot, now everything's going to be behind. And then miraculously, everything is behind. Then you got to walk and clean up cat puke. And then you catch all the lights, because I'm constantly thinking about how terrible this morning is, how my day must, boy, if this is any evidence of what my day is going to look like, my day is going to be a terrible day. And I'm lamenting, right, on how horrible this morning is. And because that's what it does, the universe sends more horrible stuff my way. So whether you're aware of it or not, your thoughts have a way of shaping your reality. The law of attraction is already at work in your life. Hey, by the way, I heard this the other day. Did you know that quantum physics has shown that our thoughts can physically alter water molecules? Has anybody ever heard of that? That is amazing. So science has only scratched the surface of how the human mind works and how our minds interact with our realities. So the law of attraction is inescapable in the sense that as long as we exist, we will be affecting the reality, our reality, and the reality as we perceive it. When I talk about using the law of attraction, what I mean is harnessing or influencing and directing something that's already a live part of your life. So it's already working. All you have to do is figure out a way to make it work in your favor. Okay, so a common mistake when people hear that piece of the law of attraction is that people think that all they have to do to attract what they want in their life is to just think about it. If only it were that easy. So to unleash the law of attraction, you have to broadcast your deepest desires in the form of constant thoughts. And then you must be ready to accept the opportunities that the universe sends your way. So it's not just about thinking, oh, I want $1 million. Oh, I want $1 million. And then all of a sudden $1 million drops into your lap or is sitting on your doorstep when you open your door in the morning. It's your deepest desires. So you can't just think about it. You need to feel the way that you're going to feel when you have already manifested it, when it already is in your life. Because if you think back to our vibrations chart, right, your emotions are energy in motion. So if you are just thinking about, ooh, I want $1 million, that is not sending anything into the atmosphere. It's sending a wish, yes. And, perhaps in a religious conversation, my response might be different, but the law of attraction says it. And so here's the tricky part. If you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm so broke, I really would love for that $1 million to come. Oh no, I don't know how I'm going to pay the electric bill this month because I don't make enough money. I need $1 million. I need to hit the lotto. What you need to think about is that what you're sending out there are thoughts of lack. You're sending out energy that you don't have the money that you need. And so the law of attraction, in order to harness it, you need to feel as if you're going to feel as the way you're going to feel when you have what it is that you want. Okay, so it's not just about your head. It's also about your heart. You must be what you want before you have what you want. So if what you want is a certain career or a certain position at the University of Toledo, then you need to carry yourself as if it already is. You need to wake up every morning, look in that mirror before you head out the day, and ask yourself if whatever the title is of that position that you want, does the blank, blank, blankety blank at the University of Toledo look like this image that I see in the mirror? What time does that person get to work in the morning? How many hours does that person put into getting the work done? Does that person spend their lunch hour, I don't know, working diligently or taking a walk to make sure that their lungs, get to breathe really well and they're taking care of their health? So all of these things you need to carry yourself. And then when something crosses your path, you need to be ready to receive it. You need to be in tune to your intuition enough to know, wait, I should be paying attention to that thing that I just heard, because it can come in all forms. I just told a story the other morning about being in pain last week. So we had winter break, right? I had COVID over winter break, so I didn't do anything. And then we came back to work. And then 2 weeks into being back to work, my legs were killing me, like down the back of my leg. Because I've been meditating, because I hear the thoughts that go on in my head more frequently than I used to be able to. In the middle of the night, I was awakened by my voice in my head saying, plus size office chair. Literally, that is what I heard in my head. And then hearing that woke me up enough that I could replay it. And then I felt the pain, the tense feeling that was in my legs. And I realized it was because the seat I was sitting on, I was sliding forward in it, and I would catch myself sitting on the very edge. The edge of the seat of the chair was pressing into the middle of my buttocks, which was causing my legs to be in pain. And so I say that as an example that we have to be alert and aware. We have to know it's coming because we've already felt what it feels like, because we know it's coming. And then we have to be ready when the opportunities present themselves.
Hey, Malaika.
Okay. Yes.
First off, thank you for letting all of us larger ladies know that there are plus size office chairs, because you just changed my life, I think. But second off, I think that what I'm hearing from what you're saying that's really like tuning in for me is that you're not just thinking about what you want, you're putting yourself in a place where you can become what you want. Thoughts become actions, actions become who you are.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I love that.
Yes. Okay. Let's keep going. Okay. So, thoughts are things. Remember, we covered that. Thoughts are things. Your positive thoughts bring you positive things. Your negative thoughts bring you negative things. So if your mind is clogged up with negative thoughts, then it should be no surprise that somehow you end up feeling unsatisfied, bored, or like you just can't achieve your goals. So let's think back to my horrible morning last week. My mind was so filled with thoughts about all of the things that were going wrong. Literally, I remember thinking when I stepped out of the shower, I bet you these kids aren't even out the bed. And then I walked out of the bathroom and the kids weren't even out of the bed. And so it's like, and sometimes it's immediate. Let me give you an example. My family went to Atlanta last summer. And by family, I mean my ex-husband and our 2 daughters and I went to Atlanta. And yes, he was my ex back then too. But we went and I said, okay, once we got into Atlanta and we went to our first location, I can't remember where we were that time, but I said, okay, I need all of us to sit here for a minute and think about how excited we are going to be that every single place that we go, there's going to be a parking space right in the front for us. And so I had everybody close their eyes and think about, and I talked them through how good it's going to feel that we don't have to walk really far, and how excited we're going to be when it happens for the 3rd time in a row that there's been a space right up front. And I promise you, we had a space right up front everywhere that we went in Atlanta. Now, this sounds like some people may feel like this is some hoodoo voodoo stuff. But it's not. I'm going to remind you, this is science. This is about energy and vibration. And it should not be, at least for me, it's not a huge stretch to think that, that what we put out is what we're going to get back. And this is just, we've heard that saying before. People say it all the time, but none of us really take the time to focus in on what it really means. So a lot of people may think, well, if I'm nice to other people, they'll be nice back to me. And yeah, that may be the case. But what happens is, and I don't know if any of you have ever tried it, but I've tried where I said, every person I pass, I'm going to make sure that I smile. It's hard now with masks, but in the past I've tried it. And very rarely do I not get a smile back. And it's not just, I believe, it's not just because I'm giving a smile to them so they give a smile to me. It's about the excitement that I feel when I got that first smile back from the person that I was smiling at, right? So that was encouragement. Oh yeah, this is great. And then, oh girl, I love that dress. And then all of a sudden, people are smiling at me before I get a chance to smile at them. It's because I have sent that positive energy out into the atmosphere, out into the universe, and it's coming back to me. Hey, I just realized there was stuff in the chat. I'm sorry. Thank y'all for the birthday wishes. Unfortunately, we're living in a pandemic right now, and I can't do very much, but I'm gonna try. Okay, LaDonna. Hey, LaDonna. Hey, LaDonna. There you go. Okay, so let's move forward here. Okay, let's talk about some techniques. How am I doing on time? Oh, okay, good. All right, so here are some options for some techniques that you can use. So you must base your decisions based on where you want to be, not where you've been. So all of these techniques, you're not trying to be in the present moment. Okay, so usually what we do when we're making a decision about something is we reflect on what has happened in the past. We think about our current position, and then we make a decision about our future. With these techniques, what I'm asking you to do is not be in your present space. Definitely don't think about the past. You want the future to guide your decisions today. Does that make sense? Okay, so for affirmations, I'm going to give you a few examples for the different areas. So many of the things that people are interested in attracting to their life, I'm going to give you a couple for each of them. So the first is love. So an affirmation, I don't know if any of you have ever seen Being Mary Jane. She had a whole window that she had sticky notes filled up. Some people put them on their mirrors. I have an affirmation on my computer that that Izzy gave me that says, "You are beautiful." And so while I'm looking in this camera, right next to it is a sticker that says, "You are beautiful." And I read it every day, and my brain is reading it even when I'm not conscious that I'm reading it, right? And so you could use sticky tabs, or you can read out of a book of affirmations, but here are some examples for love. I am open and ready to receive the love I deserve. I am beautiful and desirable. I am magnetic, fun, and sexy. These are a few affirmations for financial abundance. I can afford everything I need without worry or stress. Let me just tell you guys, I have my children, I have a 20-year-old daughter and a 16-year-old daughter. And they both last year, because I was always talking about the law of attraction, and I was like, we're rich. We are rich already, y'all. We're already rich. So they would say, "Oh, mama, can I get a such and such?" I'm like, "Yeah, baby, we're rich. Of course you can." Now, of course, if they were asking for something ridiculous, I would say, "We're rich, but mommy can't get that for you right now. We'll have to wait a little later for that." But it really changed my mindset. It's so strange how it happened, repeatedly saying out loud that I was rich. Okay, so physical change, lose weight, gain weight, get fit, whatever. I am becoming healthier and more energetic every day. I have the power to develop the body I deserve. In the realm of social growth and confidence, I trust myself to know what's best for me in life. I am capable and confident. I show my best self to others and will attract positivity wherever I go. And then career success. I'm ready for great opportunities, and others will recognize this. I am successful and deserving of a job that I love. Every moment brings me closer to doing the work I've always wanted. So remember, the law of attraction, you must broadcast your deepest desires in the form of constant thoughts. So that's why these affirmations should be everywhere, where your eyes can see them, where your ears can hear them. You could even record yourself repeating affirmations. Okay, the next technique, vision boarding. I think many of us have heard of vision boarding or done some vision boarding, that you take, magazines or pictures you find on the internet and cut them out. And what you're going to want to do for this technique is find things that you want in your life. So you want to have a fit body, you could cut out images of physiques that are attractive to you. Hala, is your hand up? Yes. Hi.
Hey, so with vision boarding, I kept seeing this on social media, and I actually ended up doing it this year. Of what's the thing that we stare at the most? Our phones.
Mhm.
So making your vision board as the background for your, it's like blurring out, but it's like
That's
the
a great
background for my screen.
idea.
All the different things that I want to accomplish this year in all areas of life. So definitely recommend for you guys, because we look at that the most.
Is there a specific app, or you just made it yourself?
I use Canva.
Okay.
And I just went on like Google. Like I took a day. Like it felt kind of silly at first, but I've never gone into a new year feeling as, motivated and having a clear vision of what I want. I've never felt this focused, and it's because I think I did this. And like I said, I said finance, what do I want to accomplish? Academic, professional, personal, whatever. And all these little things I made into my little Canva. But yeah, that's the background on my phone. So that's what I stare into all day.
Awesome. Thank you, Hala. Make sure you let me know as they start manifesting in your life so I can be excited for you. That is a great idea. And then vision boarding. So another option for vision boarding, right? If you don't want to cut out and tape things up. I did this on Pinterest. What I did was, in my mind, I said, I am going to build the house of my dreams. I have different folders for each of the rooms. I've chosen, the tile work that I want, the linens that I want, the artwork, all of that stuff, just like I was shop. And that's how I went about it. Like I was shopping, like all of these things are things I can have. What do I want? And so I started creating my Pinterest board for the home of my dreams. So that's another option for vision boarding. Gratitude journaling is another option. And one of the things about the law of attraction is for you to stay in a position of gratitude. That is one of the ways that you can really boost your ability to manifest in your life, is to be thankful, to stay thankful. So gratitude journaling is just that. Every evening, right before you go to bed, you think about your day and just free write what you're thankful for. I mean, it can be from I'm thankful to still be breathing, all the way down to I'm thankful that I didn't slip in the parking lot. I mean, because all of those things, if you just stay in a place of gratitude, it really will help immensely. And then the last is visualization. So you could do visualization techniques first thing in the morning before you get up out of bed. You could spend your lunch visualizing. If you exercise, if you're like in any repetitive motion, so if you're bicycling or walking or jogging, that's a good time for you to do visualization as well. And you want to just think about how it's going to be, how you're going to move through the world once your goals, your desires have manifested in your life. And visualization is extremely strong if you do it as you're falling asleep at night, because that last thing that you think about just before you get into your REM sleep is going to direct what your brain is thinking about while you're sleeping. So if you lay down at night and let's say you want to have a partner in your life, and right now you're single, and one of the things that you want to attract and manifest in your life is a loving partner, you can lay down and you can think of like the smallest things that you can think of, right? Imagine their breath on the back of your neck. Imagine the weight of their hand on your side. So all of those little things, if you think of all the little details, and imagine yourself calling them during the daytime or sending them a little nasty text for a fun evening. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, we got to spice it up. I hear that works. I'm not currently in a relationship, but I've heard that works. So visualization, I wanted us to try for just a couple minutes, okay? For those of you that feel comfortable, if you would, please just sit back in your seat, sit up straight if you can. Make sure that your feet are flat on the floor. Check your spine and make sure that it's straight and that you're not in some funky position. Close your eyes and take a couple deep breaths in And exhale. I'd like for you to take a minute and think about one thing that you would like to manifest into your life. Whether that one thing be a physical change, relationship change, career, or financial. So in your mind, hear yourself saying, I want blank, whatever that blank is. And now I'd like you to imagine that you have already received it. So if it's a career change, imagine sitting across from the desk from the individual who is going to say to you, congratulations, we'd like to offer you this position. If it's a dollar amount, imagine the excitement that you're going to feel when you find out how much they're offering to pay for that position. If it's a partner that you're wanting to manifest, think of how that butterfly feeling that you get in your stomach, that sense of excitement when you see their name pop up on your phone because they're calling you. What it feels like when you're gazing into their eyes and they're telling you that they love you. What it feels like to be in their arms, wrapped up and secure. If it's a physical change that you want to see, imagine how good it's going to feel when your body can move the way that you want it to move. Or envision yourself working out and not being tired and having that thing that some people say, that addiction to exercising, like it's so invigorating that you want to go and push and go a little bit farther. Imagine those feelings. It's already happened. Take one deep breath in and exhale. And then slowly open your eyes back up. And I really want to hear from somebody who was successfully able to feel it and tell me what did it feel like?
Well, Malika, for me, I'm really easily able to slip into that space, and it felt fantastic. For me, it was career oriented, and I know how my first day is going to go at work. So thank you for that moment.
Of course. Thank you for going there with me. Anybody else want to share? Were you able to tap into, even if it was just for a couple seconds, that you were able to really feel it?
So mine wasn't necessarily warm and fuzzy. Well, it was for me, but I'm in the middle of my comps for my doctoral program. I was just in the virtual room and I passed. Let me just tell you, I passed. I literally saw my committee members and they were like, you passed. So it's
awesome.
Danielle, do you feel it with me? Thank you. She's a coach ahead of me. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Does anybody else want to share? I don't want to move on too quickly. Okay.
I can go ahead and share one if you don't mind.
Yes, please, Jasmine.
So hi everyone, my name is Jasmine. So basically I did this before, like this is funny because like I did this before I got onto this meeting. So like yesterday I was like visioning myself like just getting more involved on campus and like meeting new people because like I'm really like an introvert and I barely come on campus now that I live off campus. So like I literally visioned myself just like on a Zoom meeting with different people and just meeting new people. So like this is kind of what I've been doing.
And you're in a space with new people right now.
Right.
Thank you for sharing, Jasmine.
Thank you.
Okay, I think I lost my place. Oh, okay. Real quick, because I do want to have a little bit of time at the end to talk with you all. So I do want to mention that there are limitations. The limitations are not what the universe can provide to you, because there are no limitations there. Let me be very clear. If you truly send out the emotions and vibrations and frequency that you have manifested, your desires, they will come to you. As long as you move, you have to constantly be moving in that direction. So you can't just put it out there and wait for it to land in your lap. You have to be moving in that direction. You have to be carrying yourself in the way that you will carry yourself once it's received. And you have to be focused and conscious so that you don't miss opportunities that come your way. But here's an exercise that I want to do that I needed to help me to understand where my limitations are. So think about the amount of money that's in your bank account right now. Your savings account, let's say that, your savings account, whatever that dollar amount is, multiply that dollar amount 10 times. Can you still see yourself having that dollar amount in your account? Now, take that new balance, multiply that by 10. Can you see your savings account having that balance? I may be at the point where I've lost some people. I think I saw Brittany, right. Then do it again. If you still can see it, keep going. Multiply that new number by 10. Can your savings account really have that balance? And here's what I will say to you. If you do not believe that you could get to a place where your savings account could have that amount of money, that's your limitation. And you need to figure out, you need to unpack and figure out what your relationship to money is and where those messages came from. So I grew up, money doesn't grow on trees, right? You can't, what we can't afford that. Or I maybe not didn't get we can't afford that as much as, no, I'm not spending my money on that. But what I realized, because I tried this, is that beyond 6 figures, my brain is not able to accept the notion that my savings account could have that amount of money in it. Now, when I rewind it and I'm like, wait a minute, why couldn't I? There are other people that have that much in their accounts. Why couldn't I? I could. But there's a disconnect between what I truly believe is possible and what I'm logically aware of is possible. And so what I need to do is I need to work hard at convincing my subconscious mind that I could handle that much money before I'm going to be gifted with that much money.
I have a question. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead, Brittany.
A question. And it kind of comes, I've been like hearing so much about like money and people like working towards, and not just in here, towards like financial goals and stuff. And I've been like trying to figure out in my own mind, like why I'm like not, I guess when you get to like the believing area and stuff, does your own what you value play into this? Because I can see, like I did the, times 10 times 10, and I don't see myself having that money in a bank account, but I think it's because I don't want the lifestyle to get that amount of money. Because for me, I think my values are more towards like having the balance with my work and my life and my family. And I just know so many people who have that money and they don't have that balance.
Yeah. It's about your beliefs around money, your beliefs around love, your beliefs about career advancement or what is success to you could be completely different than what is success to someone else. And not only is about what you value, but it's about your thoughts about what you value. So if you value things that your subconscious mind believes are frivolous, or, you know, like you're a bad person for valuing that thing, then yeah, there's a whole lot there to unpack. And so when you find the limitations, that would be all that I had to say, is that you need to focus in on that and figure out why you're setting those limits for yourself. Yeah, but yeah, absolutely your values have to do with it. Let's see, Crystal said my motivation isn't really money, it's community. Yep, exactly. Okay. And then the last thing I wanted to say is discover, evaluate, and discard any fear of what you desire that you may have. You have to believe that you can have and deserve what you desire. And then the last little piece is that as you move along your journey, and you are manifesting things into your life and learning more about yourself and your desires and what you feel worthy of, one of the things that you may discover is a need to reevaluate some of the relationships in your life. What you may find as you begin to grow and manifest things into your life is that there may be people in your life right now who are not ready for who you are going to become. And that's just, you know, it's an unfortunate side of things. And I think I want to talk to y'all. I do have, so if you, Angie and her team have these slides. So if you did not already get them, I do have a works cited page. So if you want to ask them for the slides, then I'm sure they would be happy to share them with you. So I want to hear from y'all. Any thoughts, ideas? What's going on in your little nuggets?
Malaika, you know, I'll kick it off.
I was gonna say, don't make me call on you.
I'll say this, for like the past 6 months, you know, since I left the university, not of my own choice, but I'm trying to come back, I've spent a lot of time focusing on myself, who I am and what I want and where I'm going. And I think that all of the things you're talking about are things that I've been going through. I was in a space and a place where I was doing things because other people saw me in roles and spaces and places. And, you know, you get out of grad school, I think most of us here are higher ed people. You just have spent so many years doing what other people want you to do, seeing yourself how other people see you, that this has really been key in seeing who I am, what I want, what my value is, and where I feel most comfortable fitting. I'm going to guess that everybody on this call is like me. We're all really smart, motivated women. We could do anything. You could set me down anywhere. I know Danielle has sat in a million seats and done a million things. We could do whatever anybody wants us to do. So I think the important part about this and what you're bringing to the table here is understanding who we are, taking that time to know what we want and visualizing that for ourselves instead of what other people see on us. And for me, that's been huge. So thank you for this presentation and for all you do for the university, like you, Danielle, and Angie. I love you all.
Thank you, Crystal. Aaliyah Jones, did you close your eyes and visualize with us?
I did, Malaika. I'm here to support you and to do for anyone who might not know me. Hello, Aaliyah Jones, she, her pronouns. I work here at the university. Malaika and I have been friends for many years, and Malaika and I are like an opposites attract situation when it comes to things like meditation and the law of attraction. So Yes, I did participate in the activity and the visualization and some of the things that some people know about, some people don't. Were things that I thought about, but so I'm not going to share too much detail, but I think that anyone can take away from the fact of just even keeping something at the forefront of your mind is going to help you achieve a goal, whether you think about it in terms of the laws of the attraction vibrations, or just of, having the determination, the confidence, the grit, the grind, the hustle, that side of things too. Just keeping something at the forefront of your mind is going to help you achieve a goal or something you want to have. So
Thank you for sharing.
you're welcome.
Joanna White, you don't have to turn your video on, but I'd like to hear your voice. Are you there?
Yes, Malaika, I am here. And I was saying to myself, she better not ask me.
Joanna, just so you all know, Joanna is my oldest friend in the world. We were in high school together.
Yeah, so hello, everybody. And I have known Malaika since we were 16 years old. And I have loved her ever since then, unconditionally. And I was excited to be invited to hear her speak today on the laws of attraction. And what I gleaned from it is pretty much what I do in my life every day. You have to be positive. I'm a nurse, so I would work third shift. And so when the day shift would come in, I'd be at the nurse's station. I say, good morning, good morning, good morning. And I hear people, why are you so happy all the time? Because my life is good. I have things in my life that are going well for me. And you have to think positive and wake up in the morning and say, this is going to be a good day. I'm going to get this and this accomplished. If you start off in your day thinking that it's going to be a bad day, it is going to be a bad day. So therefore, I agree with what you say, Malaika, and I tell my daughters the same thing. You have to start off believing that you can. You cannot defeat yourself before you even start your task.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome, friend.
Okay, thank you, Adrienne, for joining. And did Kathleen already? Yeah. Okay, so y'all, I don't want to push it to the end. I know I might need to use the restroom before my 1 o'clock meeting. So did anyone have anything they wanted to make sure that they got out of their mouth before we log off? I'm so thankful for you all being here. Yes, Angie.
Malika, I'd like to say thank you for being here and thank you for sharing your experience and your wisdom. I mean, it was refreshing to you were so vulnerable and you were sharing like how this has worked for you and the times when you get in your own way and how you stepped out of your way. And I just thank you. Like, it's really good to connect with someone who's so authentic. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Angie.
Thank you all for showing up today. We recorded this, so it'll be up on YouTube, hopefully this week, maybe next week, so you can revisit it if you'd like to. We have other luncheon leads coming up as well, so keep an eye out for that. And have a good day, everyone.
Thanks. Bye-bye.